Hi everyone, I am Tiffany Iser and I'm going to be going through my blended learning plan to wrap up Module 7 and this course. Okay, so my SMART goal. My SMART goal is to provide more time and practice with verbal behavior skills at home to increase instruction and practice of skills in the home setting. Students will increase their rate of acquisition of skills to an average of 4 days for mastery by the middle of 2019-2020 school year. So how this relates to my classroom is I am the kindergarten through second grade autistic support teacher, and I have a lot of parents that are concerned and ask me how to do instruction at home or how to help their child. So I figured that a flipped type of instruction would not only allow the parents to see how instruction occurs in the verbal behavior model, but also to increase the rates of acquisition because they will be getting more time and instruction at home. I also, within this SMART goal and the blended classroom, the classroom and models we've been talking about, also incorporated station rotation, which I'll get into a little bit later. But just to make sure that students' needs are getting met as the classroom gets fuller and we have more students, that everyone's able to get the individualized instruction that they need. So that's how my SMART goal relates to my program and verbal behavior. So the 6 questions are what type of problem. So I know core problems, as Hornsteger had talked about, usually involve general education students. Mine does not. It's a classroom problem, but I still considered it for my purposes when I was breaking down core and non-consumption problems, that it was a core problem for my classroom to make sure that parents are involved and instruction is occurring at home, so students are practicing the correct verbal skills and communication skills. A lot of times at home, sometimes the parents will accept other responses or accept pointing, whereas we want them to say what the item is or sign the item if they're nonverbal. What type of team? For me and the SMART goal, it would just be my paras and myself. So it's a functional team. It's just within the classroom. What do you want students to control? I want students to be in control and feel like they have some ownership over their learning. But it also needs to be in a structured environment. A lot of these students are at the developmental age level of 0 to 4 years old. So making sure that it's age appropriate, but they still have some control and ownership of their learning. What do you want the primary role of the teacher to be? Of course, face-to-face at this point. Due to the level of the students and their needs, I think that definitely needs to be there for face-to-face instruction as well as reinforcement, which they need a lot of that. What physical space can you use? Well, our school, and with the model I chose, which is station rotation and flip model again, and both of them are supported with the answers to all of these 6 questions that I have discussed so far. So physical space can you use for station rotation? You can just use the classroom, and we have classrooms available. There's not a computer lab, but there is classrooms. There's space in each classroom, and we are one-to-one iPads. So that goes into the next question. Internet-enabled devices. We have one-to-one internet-enabled devices for each student, as well as I took a survey for at home so that I could see what technology they have at home and if they have internet at home. So based on all of the 6 questions, flipped rotation and station rotation model were appropriate models for my SMART goal and our school. So the reason I chose these 2 models was so that more students could receive one-on-one instruction in the classroom and to allow instruction to occur at home, and so that the skills can be practiced in the classroom and that their parents are also aware of the type of instruction their child receives. Okay, so school culture. How does the blended model fit with the class and the culture? So just as in companies and families, culture in schools is critical to smoothing the path for schools to achieve their mission. I fully believe this, that culture is what makes us achieve our goal together. As our book talks about a lot, culture makes it smooth. It makes things run smooth. It helps so that everyone knows what their job is and everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. So our school culture and our school could definitely benefit from blended learning. I talked a lot about the push-in model with special education now going into the gen ed classroom. And it would be super helpful for those teachers because they're sitting here thinking, oh, we don't have enough staff, they're not hiring any more staff, how are we going to reach all of our students? Well, they're already using station rotation type of model just without technology. So they're using centers and the Daily 5 already. So saying, hey, let's throw in technology, let's see if we can do some blended learning and station rotation that way, I think they would be more acceptable and willing to try that. We are typically routine oriented. We do PBIS, and the routines are taught at the beginning of the school year. We have assemblies throughout the month to go over character traits, and so we have a lot of routines already in place for behavior, and I think we could carry that over into what would be needed to set up a successful blended classroom and school. And then we have incorporated mindfulness into our school, which has been something that's just allowing the students to have some control over themselves, their mind, and their body, and to make sure they have time to breathe and take breaks and have that self-control. So the classroom layout, again, this is my classroom layout, and I used the articles through our reading to make sure that there was some space with storage and shelves by the area so that stuff with our materials were easily accessible. I have some group areas around, and then some computers and chairs. Now again, I only have 6 students. This year I'll have 8. So this is a lot of stuff to have in the room for the number of kids I have, but it helps so that there's different stations that they can go to, and there's shelves near all of them so their materials can be accessed. Okay, design considerations. So again, Horn and Staker had the visual model in there with learning based on motivation, and then setting goals, planning, learning, and then show what you learn and then reflect. So motivation is key to learning, and student motivation, making sure that students are motivated to learn, that they are having fun with their friends, as well as feeling successful. So allowing them to set the goals and then plan how they're going to meet them goals will allow them to take more ownership. And then once they learn it, they can reflect and they can show how they were successful and what they learned in different ways. Reflection is key to making sure that they know where to go next. What did they do well? What do they need to improve on? So those are all part of the design considerations. Also, I have the Piktochart here for the blended classroom posters. So making sure, that's another thing that needs to be incorporated with the design, is just making sure, and I'm not going to go over these again since we already had a module on this. Making sure you have expectations for your students at each module is definitely important, whether it's with technology or not. You should always have expectations and routines, and just make sure the students know what they are, so it's not chaotic. Blended tools. So strategy number 3 is what I would foresee in our school being the best, is to combine multiple providers. So some schools decide that they do not want to develop their own content, but they need more of a flexible solution than relying on a single provider for an entire course and subject. So currently we have Schoology as our learning management system. I would use BrainPop and Nearpod as supplemental resources. They're great. I just don't see them as full-time resources to use. They're very interactive and fun for the students. And then Kahoot as an assessment tool. Kahoot can provide instant feedback for the teacher and then the students. So questions, how to change the culture and get the staff on board, how to incorporate more blended learning in the classroom with verbal behavior students and students with autism, how do I compile a bunch of resources to use while still following COPA, and then my ahas are our school has everything they need to incorporate blended learning. So why aren't we? The various blended learning models that the school can use. I didn't realize how many models there were that we could use. Culture, as a result, the organization becomes self-managing as people autonomously do what they need to be successful. And student jobs to be done. Making sure students have fun with friends and feel successful. Those are my questions and ahas, and I am just glad to have met everyone through this course, and I look forward to more courses with you guys. Thanks for watching.